So you or your son or daughter is thinking about getting an associate's degree in high school. That might be a good idea, or it might not be. My name is Bianchi. I got an associate's degree in high school. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking that entire process down and things that I wish I would have done differently or considered throughout my process. If this video helps you out, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to check the comment section for a question that I asked my viewers. So first I'm going to be backing this up to the application process. More specifically, what are your other options besides an associate's degree program? Because yes, it looks like a really fantastic opportunity, and it is. But we got to keep in mind what we're losing. Assuming you get into one of these programs that has you taking college classes in your freshman or sophomore year of high school, you're a smart kid and a good student. At least you likely are. Or you're a kid kind of on the fringe of the education system who found this unique program that might suit him. That's what I was, and there's nothing wrong with that. So some of these earlier college classes, they might challenge you. They might hurt your GPA. Are you capable of taking that hit to your ego? Would you prefer to take honors classes and have way more free time to pursue extracurriculars? If you're going for an Ivy League school, honors, straight A's, triathlete looks damn good. And having an associate's degree with an average GPA and no real extracurriculars doesn't. That's the exact situation that I found myself in. And outside of the education system, maybe you don't want to pursue athletics, you don't want to have a super high GPA, but you want time to focus on side projects. You want to start working a job in high school. Maybe you don't care about getting into a good university. Perfectly acceptable. Just keep it in mind that an associate's degree program might push you a little bit hard and might take up some of your time. And in the same vein, your social life is definitely going to take a hit, and a strong one. Most of the kids that dropped out of the program that I was in was because they didn't like the social implications of being in classes completely separate from kids their age. And I don't mean to scare you off here. I just want to make sure that you're educated and you know what you're getting yourself into. It's not going to be a run-of-the-mill high school experience. There's a sneaky part of the education system that not a lot of people know about, and that's that it actually isn't too overwhelmingly difficult to graduate from high school early. I only found this out after graduating high school, but it turns out in a lot of states it's as easy as taking a few classes a little bit early and passing a test. And I'm willing to bet that if you're about to take college classes your freshman or sophomore year of high school, you're probably capable of doing that. So depending on what your motivations are, maybe graduating earlier without necessarily a college degree is better than graduating on time with one. And one of the last things that I think you should take into account is other programs that your school might offer. I know in my high school we had a business and engineering program that had students take a curriculum of different classes and involved clubs and events and extracurriculars, internships for the business academy, and a lot of really awesome stuff. Did you get an associate's degree? No, but I'm sure it looked good on their high school transcripts, and I saw kids having a lot of fun in them. That's because those programs were more conducive to forming a community of kids who were all the same age, taking classes together from freshman to senior year in high school, as opposed to a community college program that might be shipping you off in a school bus to a room full of 23-year-olds. And again, I don't want to scare you. I just want to make sure you know what's going to happen. In fact, to counterbalance this video, I have one coming out about all the awesome virtues of getting an associate's degree in high school. So far, there's a few things we've taken into account. Your marketability to universities that won't necessarily be all positive with an associate's degree, the time that it's going to take up, the social cost that it's going to have, and the opportunity cost of other programs. Again, I still think if you have the opportunity, an associate's degree is a fantastic option, but these are some of the things to take into account. But let's say you do want to get your associate's degree. Awesome! You can join me and thousands of other students who have done it across the nation. When you're in the program, what do you have to watch out for? And to that extent, what should you be looking for in the program that you're applying to? I'm gonna do the most basic transition here. What exactly is your associate's degree going to be in? That is one of the most important questions to ask when you're in one of these programs. Different programs are going to have different approaches. I know for me, I had the choice between two very general degrees in either social sciences or sciences. I was the first person to graduate my high school with an associate's degree, so I was a bit of a guinea pig throughout the 4 years. That being said, my associate's degree is in social sciences, which is not the most useful thing in the world. Especially as a computer science student now, it knocked out some of my gen eds, but it didn't do much more than that. It's still gonna take me 2.5 to 3 years to graduate, not only 2. And now's a good time to mention, if you graduate high school with an associate's degree, your expectation should not be to graduate university in 2 years unless you think far ahead. A lot of universities cap the amount of credits that freshmen can transfer in. I know for my university that was 45, and even to that extent, chances are the community college and the university aren't always going to have the exact same general education requirements. I did wind up going to a private school in the same state as my community college, so I'd imagine that it works a little bit better if you go to a public university where there are different programs and things of that nature. For example, in New Jersey, public universities are legally required to accept all 60 credits. So before we get back to what you might want your associate's degree to be, and remember, you don't necessarily want the full associate's degree. It is perfectly okay to get 45 credits because that's what your college is going to cap you at, and you're just going to tailor everything to the university that you want to go to. And you're not going to particularly care about whether or not you get a degree from the community college because the plan is to get a bachelor's degree anyways. And keep in mind that if you're trying to go to an Ivy League school, then chances are they won't take any credits and this entire thing is just something to show off. What your goals are personally and academically is going to affect what degree you want. And a lot of the advice here is similar to picking an undergraduate program when you get your bachelor's degree. Use the community college or AP classes as an opportunity to delve deeper into topics that you're passionate about instead of just getting on rails and going towards whatever your counselor tells you to. Maybe you can take AP Computer Science and a couple of programming classes, and that really gives you the foundation for your computer science degree that you decide to pursue, or it teaches you that you do not want to major in computer science, that you don't want anything to do with programming, or you take an IT class that you really, really love, but you don't care too much for programming, and then you graduate high school with an associate's degree in IT management, and now you're making $25 an hour at a decent IT company. You have a few certifications which are specific to that industry under your belt, and you're rocking it. That's perfectly good. Maybe you want to be an engineer, so you explore physics, and you wind up going to a university where all of that mathematical knowledge helps you in your degree. Or maybe you have a side project that you want to portray to top universities as something that makes you stand out. You want to pair it with an associate's degree in the same field. The major that you're applying for has to do with that too. And that's an awesome package. Keep in mind that community colleges have a really diverse selection of majors that you can get your associates in. So once you get your foot in the door, and maybe your program only does associate's degrees in social sciences, now you're a part of the community college system. Now you're in a pretty prestigious program in your high school. You have a little bit of pull. Maybe you circumvent the high school and sign up for a class over the summer at your community college to pursue something you're personally interested in. Maybe you forego the program entirely and use it as a ploy to graduate early. Maybe you just do what they tell you to because it sounds perfectly good and you're interested in a broad array of social sciences and you don't know exactly what you want to do, which is probably where you are in high school. So be it. The point here is think creatively and openly about what you want to do with your associate's degree so that it might actually line up with what you're going to do and who you're going to be post-graduation, but also about how you can use your associate's degree not just as a ploy to get into better universities or graduate early, but as something to move you forward. So what other questions do you have about getting your associate's degree? Really, hit me with anything down in the comments section. I'm more than willing to help you out, take a look at whatever your high school is doing. I'm very curious in what different schools are doing because my school canceled the associate's degree program the year that I graduated from it. So I don't know if it's like that everywhere or what your situation is. So yeah, please, I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below and be sure to subscribe. I'm going to be making tons of videos about a lot of things, but about associate's degree too. So that's it. Peace.